Okay, we're out on YouTube. Recording. Okay, and Jeff Fry is joining us here too. So, okay, I'll call this special meeting of the Town of Rochester Town Board to order. Oh, there's Mary Lou now. Let me let her get in. Okay. Would you stand for the pledge to the flag? Pledge allegiance
Pledge allegiance to the flag
the
of
United
the United States of America,
to the
and to the
republic for which
for which
it
it stands,
one
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
for all. Okay, the first agenda item is a resolution. I will just go ahead and read the resolution. Whereas the town of Rochester, New York applied for and obtained funding for the project titled Algerville Fire Station and Emergency Shelter through a community development block grant recovery obtained through the New York State Governor's Office of Storm Recovery, New York Rising Community Reconstruction Program. Whereas the New York Governor's Office of Storm Recovery reviewed plans and specifications and other required documentation and by email communication submitted by Alfondre Architecture and by email communication on November 25th, 2020. Approved said documents. And whereas the project was formally bid in accordance with municipal requirements and publicly advertised on December 10, 2020. Whereas in accordance with WIC's law requirements, the project was released with 4 separate bid forms requiring separate bid forms for general contracting, electrical contracting, HVAC contracting, and plumbing contracting. Whereas respondents were to return bid responses no later than, excuse me, Friday, January 22nd, 2021 at 3 p.m. in the form of base bid acknowledgement allowances and include in their base contract any or all alternate deduct scopes of work as described on the release bid form. Whereas 4 general construction bids were received on January 22, 2021, publicly opened and read aloud with the lowest responsible bid at $1,235,000 and the highest bid $1,578,347. Whereas on February 11th, with resolution number 100, 2021, the town of Rochester selected and awarded a contract agreement to Meyer Contracting Corporation, 12 Charles Street, Pleasant Valley, New York, 12569, in the amount of $1,235,000, contingent on the approval of the Governor's Office of Storm Recovery. Whereas on February 15, 2021, the town of Rochester conveyed offer of contract agreement to Meyer Contracting Corporation, 12 Charles Street, Pleasant Valley, New York, 12569. Whereas on April 2nd, 2021, Meyer Contracting Corporation, citing the requirements of the state New York General Municipal Law, Section 105, stating that contracts not awarded within the time provided by the law may be withdrawn, submitted by letter its notice of withdrawal of the bid for above project. Whereas General Municipal Law provides that a bidder may withdraw its bid if a contract is not awarded within 45 days of the receipt of this bid. In this instance, the bid contract was awarded well within the 45-day time period. And whereas Meyer Contracting Corporation refused to enter into the contract in accordance without deviating from the material forms of the bid and the bid specifications. Whereas on April 8th, 2021, the town of Rochester Town Board accepted the withdrawal with resolution number, and Kate, I'll just need you, when you do the resolution, to fill in the appropriate number, because that was our last meeting. I didn't have a number for it. And whereas all remaining bidders were requested to submit amended material costs due to escalated lumber and metal costs. Whereas the second lowest responsible bidder for general construction services is Barone Construction Group Incorporated, 23 New Paltz Road, Highland, New York, 12528. And therefore be it resolved that the town of Rochester Town Board selects and awards a contract agreement to Barone Construction Group Incorporated, 23 New Paltz Road, Highland, New York, 12528 for general construction in the amount of $1,422,010 contingent upon GOSA review and authorization to execute said contract agreement. And that is by order of the town board on this day. Do I have that resolution?
I'll make the motion.
or motion? Adam, you want a
I'll
second?
second. I'll
Okay.
second.
Any questions or discussion? Basically, we awarded it to Meyer. They did not enter into a negotiate, or they wanted to change the terms of the agreement. We told them that they couldn't. They then came back and said, we're withdrawing our bid. We went out to because of the cost of escalated materials, the state okayed us to renegotiate with the other three bidders. Barone did do I believe it's about a $40,000 modification of their original bid, but they are still the lowest bidder. And so it's to award them that contract. So roll call vote, please, Kate.
Councilwoman Anowen,
Aye.
Councilwoman Hagen Depew is absent. Councilman Hewitt is absent. Councilman Paddock,
Aye.
Supervisor Baden.
Aye. Okay, next on our agenda is the discussion item. We received a letter from the planning board notifying us that the site plan approval and the lot line improvement for this project had expired. I was very aware of the lot line improvement. We got the approval, I think it was 8 days before our first COVID case. And when the county office building shut down, we did not get the required maps filed within the 62-day timeframe. Was pretty aware of that. Did not think about the site plan approval, which expired in September of 2020. Came to the planning board's attention when they were reviewing other applications that were outstanding, and they discovered this, notified us of it. So I have drafted a letter to send to them requesting special consideration on this and stating the reasons why. And so that is the gist. I forwarded to you guys and my apologies, just a couple hours ago, the letter. Open to any thoughts on it, and but I plan to send it out tomorrow. So Aaron, I know you had a couple comments.
Yeah, and I apologize. I didn't get a chance to like say specific edits. I just read it once. I just thought there was the kind of, you said there's this section where you said that you were like, I take responsibility for this error. And then you said like on behalf of the next part is like on the behalf of the town board. My only sense after reading was like, I thought it might make it stronger if we put in stronger wording that this was coming in from the full board.
Yep.
That was all. Like the board, not just you, the supervisor, but the full board is asking for this consideration. For
Yeah, I'm
the
happy to
public.
word it that. Yeah, I will be very honest. I'm if anybody should have thought about it, it should have been me, who is the former chair of the planning board. And with all that went on, and we got that approval in September of 19, and have been working forward to getting the project to the next steps, and everything has been delayed because of the COVID. And quite simply, that approval renewal fell by the wayside, and there's no other answer other than it just wasn't thought about. So, but it is an urgent issue, because without that approval, if we have to go back for a new review, I don't think the project will happen, quite honestly, because we are in such a tight window, which is part of the reason we're pushing this, getting this contract today, so we can hopefully get building permits and get moving by sometime early May. That's the status we're at. So if we have to go back for a new review with the planning board, it likely, my guess is the project won't happen. So, any other thoughts? So otherwise, I'll reword it. If you'd like me to circulate it to all of you before I send it, that's fine. But I do want to get it to them tomorrow. I don't want it to wait till Monday.
Yeah, I just thought stronger, like the whole board, like on behalf of the whole town board, like we're asking for this request, and we understand that it was a mistake, but we also don't want to lose the project. And
Absolutely.
I think,
Absolutely. And it's my hope that they will consider that in their deliberations, because it being a municipal project, it is very different than a personal project. And if we owned the building, we would not have even been in front of them. But because of the quirk of us, we're doing the project, but the fire district owns the property and they are not exempt from zoning regulations. So we did have to go through the process with the planning board. So,
So
and the plans are exactly the same. Mary Lou, do you want to add anything?
I'm sorry, I haven't had a chance to read the letter because I just like ditched everybody in my other meeting. The one that was supposed to end by 3:15.
No
Um,
problem.
So I haven't seen this yet because it came during that meeting. But I just say, I like Erin's idea, but if you're gonna make it from the whole board, maybe somebody should make a motion to send that letter from the board.
Fair enough. Fair enough. You want to make that motion, Aaron?
sure. I'd like to make a motion to authorize Supervisor Baden to send a letter of request for extension on the site plan approval from the entire town board to the planning board.
Perfect.
I'll second it.
Great. Kate, roll call vote?
Councilwoman Allen,
Aye.
Councilman Hagan Depew is absent. Councilman Hewitt's absent. Councilman Paddock,
Aye.
Supervisor Baden.
Aye. I have one other issue or thing to bring up. It was not on the agenda, and I asked Jeff to zoom in. We did hear back from one of our candidates for the transfer station position. I apologize for putting this, throwing this at us. I just spoke to him at 3:15 this afternoon. He is interested in taking the job. He feels strongly that he wants to give his current employer 2 weeks' notice. And that's why I'm asking that possibly that we do a resolution on this now, so he can do that and we can get him in there as quickly as possible. Mary Lou, you'll tell me if I can or can't do that.
No, you can do that.
Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and make the resolution that the town board offer employment to Justin, is it Junta, Junta, Aaron? Is that the spelling of his last name?
Yes, that's the spelling.
Yes.
Okay. At a rate of $15 an hour for 32-hour work week, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, in the position of laborer at the transfer station, effective May 3rd, 2021.
Is it
And
I'll make that
provisional?
motion.
what's that?
Is it provisional or whatever you call it? Should that be in there?
No, it doesn't have to be because it's not a
Okay.
competitive position.
Oh, okay,
It's probationary automatically, but it's not provisional. It's
okay.
a laborer class we can fill with anybody we want. And
Beautiful.
the position exists. So, so I'll make the motion. And did you second it, Adam?
I'll second it.
Okay. Jeff, would you like to chime in? Jeff has spoken with the individual and Aaron have spoken with the individual. If any board members have any questions.
Yeah, Justin, of course, I know him and I haven't seen him in quite a while, but of course I do know him and, he knows me. He's very active in the fire company. He's a good kid. I have guys that work for me that are in the fire company that brag him up and have done work with him, and he has done work with them, and I think he'll be a very good fit. He's quiet and does what you ask him to do, and so I thought he would be a very good recommendation to come over to the transfer station, and I feel very comfortable with recommending him to come over there.
And I will say, we did advertise on Indeed for this job 3 different times. Justin applied in the second time we advertised, because we've advertised for different positions at different times. We did contact several of the people and interviewed several of the people who applied. So I just want to be clear on that. This is not just that we're just hiring somebody that somebody knows. This was advertised. People applied. We interviewed a number of people, and this was our selection. It just has become a little more urgent because of we'd like to get Davey back to the highway department sooner rather than later. And that's why we're moving forward on this at a special meeting. So we just
Yeah.
finally were able to connect with him to find out if he was interested in taking it. So
Yeah, and I would say that you guys know that I would really like us to have a formal hiring process, but we don't. And given how hard it has been, and the timeline, I think that's why I would support, moving forward on this. I did speak with this individual and wanted to recommend them as a hire, but that's when we'd paused hiring. This was way back when Jeff took over. So I was very impressed in the interview myself. So again, we did go through that process.
great. Adam, you got your hand up there.
There you go. A couple of quick questions, and only because B's not here, so I have to ask in her behalf. Is Justin a local guy? Town of Rochester guy?
Yes.
I believe
he is.
he is. I believe he's town of Rochester. He is indeed local. I believe he's town of Rochester. I don't have his address in front of me, but
He
Other
lives
questions?
in
It has to be being in the fire company.
oh, good point. Thank you, Kate.
There you go. The other thing, are we starting him at 15 or the 1550?
No, 1515. I think I put that in the resolution, but I'm not
Yeah,
entirely
did.
sure
You
because
did.
I said it off the cuff. So,
Any reason that he's not at the 1550, same as the other laborers?
because the others have been with us for a while, so we're starting the new hire at 15.
Okay. Gotcha. And then that's it. That's all I had.
Okay. So I guess I'll call the question. Kate, if you can roll call vote.
Councilwoman Owen,
Aye.
Councilman Haagen Depew is absent. Councilman Hewitt's absent. Councilman Paddock,
Aye.
Supervisor Baden.
Aye. Okay, Adam and Aaron, since Chris isn't here, one of you gets to make the motion.
Or we just stay in session till next Thursday.
Yeah.
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everybody.